What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel where, as always, we give you that financial education and information. Now, in today's video, we're going to talk about why you shouldn't leave the equity in your house. Now, whether you have that equity in your house from a built-in equity, meaning you bought the house cheaper, you got a discount on it, maybe it needed some renovations and you renovated the house and fix it up, and now the value of it is higher than what you paid for it, and now you have some equity. So whether you have the equity that way or whether you have the equity by paying your mortgage for a number of years and now you have some equity in the house, my suggestion will be do not leave that equity in the house. Okay, I've done that before. I had a house back in the crash, that 2008 2009 time where we had the crash and the housing market, everything just crashed. I had some equity in the house, and then the house, all that happened, and the house was now worth $60,000 to $70,000 less than what I paid for it. It was upside down. All right, just because, through no fault of my own, just because the market changed, and that's a point I'm making here, is that house prices are not based on what you pay for it, the sweat equity you put in there, the work that you did to it, the improvements you made. It doesn't matter any of that. House prices are based just like the stock market is based on the market, what people are willing to pay for it. So a house price is based on what people are willing to pay for it. So a couple years ago, 3 years ago, you might have bought a house for $500,000 and now it's $350,000. I'm not saying that's what the current market situation is. I'm just saying that it works like that sometimes. All right. So the house is worth 150 less than what you pay for it. And it doesn't matter that you paid 500,000 for it. It doesn't matter that you might have done some improvement on that house. It doesn't matter that you've physically put some sweat equity in the house. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is what the market is willing to pay for the house. If the market says the house is worth 350,000, then the fact that you paid 500,000 doesn't matter. That's what the house. So what are you doing? You're risking losing your equity. So if you had some equity in it, you're risking losing that equity by letting the equity sit in the house. So having said all that, what can you do then? All right, there's a couple ways. There's a few ways, but I'm going to share with you two things that I think you can do to actually utilize your equity instead of risk losing it. First thing is do a home equity line of credit. So you can go to the bank, obviously with good credit and income to support it, and get a home equity line of credit called a HELOC. And what you're going to do is the bank will allow you to use the equity in your house, leverage it, and get cash for it. So let's say your house, you paid 500,000 for the house, but now, the house is worth 500,000, but you owe 350,000. You now have an equity of 150,000. So the equity is the difference between what you paid for the house and what the house is worth and what you have left. So what the house is worth and what you have left. So the difference between that. So in this case, 150,000. So the bank will allow you to get generally 75% to 85% LTV, which is loan to value, based on the value of the house. So you can go pull out a home equity line of credit, right? And the interest rate might be 5% interest only. So they only charge you interest on what you use. So if you don't use it, then you don't need to. You won't be charged any interest. But when you do use it, so what I would recommend though, because a lot of people use this for different reasons. They use it for home improvement, college education, emergency fund, business use, all that kind of stuff. What I would recommend is you use this to actually go make more money. All right. this is where it makes sense the most. So don't just pull it out to have it sitting there. Actually utilize it. And if you're paying 5% interest on that home equity line of credit, make sure what you're using it for is above that. So whether it's investing in real estate, whether it's putting in your business and generating cash flow, you want to make sure it's more than that. I would say at least twice. 10%, maybe 15%, maybe 20%. So utilize that, and not only now do you avoid risking your equity, you're now using it to make more money on top of that. So that's one way I think you could do that. A second thing you could do is you could pull it out there and put it in a life insurance policy where your savings is way better than what the bank would give you. And it's safe because it's only going to grow. You're not going to lose any money. So you're going to have guaranteed growth, and you're going to be much way ahead than just having it sit there. And then also you will have access to it to leverage that money that you have in a life insurance policy, and you can do similar to what you did with the line of credit. You can borrow against it, at a 5% interest rate, and go make money and pay it back. So these are a couple things you can do with your equity. But the bottom line here is the thing you don't want to do is leave it sitting in the house with no liquidity and a big risk of losing losing it in the house and getting nothing from it. So you don't want to do that. Come up with a strategy of what you can use it for and pull that equity out and utilize it to make you more money, and you could pay back the loan and all that and the line of credit. All right? Hope that makes sense. So as always, if you find the information valuable, make sure you like the video, place a comment if you have a comment, or if you have a question. I always answer questions. And share it with someone that you think could benefit from the information. And if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, so whenever I release a video, you'll be one of the first to notify. I'm going to also leave my information there if you have if you want to contact me or set up a consultation for a life insurance, or for an ability to be able to leverage your credit to get funding, I can help you with those things. So until next time, I'll see you on the next video.